And becoming the best at it and mastering myself and seeing what I have within me. If you decide to drop your buckets where you are and develop your gifts, I grant you, you'll never ever be without. I grant you that your gifts will take you places that will literally amaze you.
All right, hey everybody, and welcome to Zenfolio Live. I'm Robert with Zenfolio Customer Success. Today is Thursday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody, but especially to my beautiful wife. Happy Valentine's Day to you, dear. I love you very much. Thank you for putting up with me for so long. You're a very special woman, and happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a great day. Today, like I said, is February 14th. Today we're going to be talking about how and when to use an open event for your sports photos. Hey, if this is your first time watching us, say hi to us in the chat. Let us know where you're from. We've got Mike Singer, Thorben Hicks, and Jordan Breer hanging out with us already, talking in the chat. Appreciate you guys coming back week after week. Make sure you say hi to us here in the chat. If you guys have questions as I'm going along, make sure that you get those in the chat so I can get those answered for you live today. But like I said, we're going to be talking about how and when to use an open event for your sports photos, but you can use it for a lot of other things as well. So I'm going to show you when you should use an event versus just a group and gallery. So, sometimes if you're photographing an event, you might automatically think, maybe I need to use a Zenfolio event. Well, it really depends on the options that you need. That is what is going to help you decide if a Zenfolio event is the right option for you. Sometimes it's a little bit more complex to set up, and you want to make sure that's what you need before you kind of start in on that. Then I'm going to show you how to create an event. So we're going to go through some keywording, some organization, some customize, get that event all set up. And then lastly, I'll show you how to get those event photos out to the parents, out to your clients, whether you're going to be emailing the event link out, whether you've got a CSV file with participant emails, or maybe you just need to link to it from your drop-down menu. I'm going to be showing you all of those other options and show you how to get that out to your clients. Now, we will have a step-by-step guide, just like we did last week. So if you're interested in getting the step-by-step guide, make sure that you sign up in the link below. If you signed up last week, you don't have to sign up again. I'm going to keep emailing those out. And if you didn't get the one from last week, I will send that link out with the one from this week as well. So make sure that if you want that step-by-step PDF guide of everything that we talk about today, you sign up in the description below. And guess what, guys? Next week is the third Thursday in February. We're going to be doing another live site review. Now, those of you guys who have already submitted your site, if your site is going to be part of next week's review, I've already reached out to you. If you have not submitted your website for a review yet, there's also a link in the description below this video as well. All right, let me go ahead and jump into today's topic, which is how and when to use a Zenfolio event. All right, so here we are in my Zenfolio account, but really when you're working with an event, it starts before your Zenfolio account, okay? So first of all, when you have a job coming up, you really need to decide if an event is right for you. And the questions that you should ask yourself are, do my clients need some kind of search option? Are you photographing a sports league where it might make it easier for your clients to enter a jersey number rather than going and browsing through a bunch of photos, they just enter a jersey number and they find their kids' photos. Maybe you're photographing a marathon where there's going to be thousands and thousands of photos, and it would be almost impossible to just browse through photos to find your own. Those are situations where you might consider using an event. If you're just photographing an event, maybe you're doing a photo booth, you don't plan on doing any keywording, it's okay to let the clients browse through the photos. That's where you're going to want to consider using a gallery or maybe a group and gallery structure. Even if you're photographing a sports league, if the teams are small, you can organize that in groups and galleries and make it really easy for people to browse through. It really just depends on what's going to be best suited for your client. And then, are you also going to take the time to keyword the photos to make that event work the way that it needs to be? So those are the questions that you're going to be asking yourself. And so in this case, obviously, we're going to be setting up a Zenfolio event. And so one of the things you want to keep in mind is during your shoot, you need to keep some kind of shoot log. You need to have a way that you know what photo belongs to what person, because you're going to be keywording that later on to make this event work. Now, in the case of a sports team, you might just be keywording with their jersey number and you don't really have to worry about that shoot log, but it's still definitely something that's a good idea to have. And that's if you're doing, pose shots where you actually can talk and stop and take some time to do this. If you're doing action shots, that's going to be a whole different story. But I definitely recommend keywording your photos in Lightroom. So let me just pull up Lightroom really quick and I'll just show you this example. So here we are in Lightroom, and as you can see, I've got some demo photos up here for the different teams. And I went ahead and just wrote the keyword right on the actual silhouette there. That way we can see this, see how it works. But just to show you, if I click on a photo, over here under keywords is this player's number. So same thing if we go along right here. Now, to make group photos work, you need to have them keyworded with all of the keywords for everybody that appears in that group. So for the blue team here, if we scroll down to the group photos down here at the bottom, the blue team is going to contain the keywords for everybody that appear in the blue team, all separated by commas. Now, sometimes if you're lucky enough to be able to get a CSV file from the league or from whatever whatever event you've got coming up, you might even be able to get the players' names and the jersey number and the team name and all that stuff. If you can get that information, it is going to be really, really helpful. So whatever event you have coming up, make sure that you ask for a CSV file. It's going to be super helpful for you. And if you can get emails, it's going to be even better, because you can use those emails to batch email everybody their photos through the event. And so you might get a CSV file that looks something like this. And I made the text really big because I'm going to be writing a couple of formulas here just to give you guys an idea of how helpful it is to work with CSV files. But you might get something that looks like this, where you have the player's name all in a column, you have their number, their team, and if you're lucky to get their email addresses, like I said, that's going to be really, really helpful. Now, like I was saying earlier, for team photos, they have to contain the keyword of everybody that appears in that group photo. So you could manually go in here and copy the names of everybody that belong in the blue team, separate them by commas, and place them in there if you want to do that. Or you can use a couple of formulas in your CSV file to kind of streamline this and automate it a little bit. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys some of the possibilities and some things that you can do working within a CSV file. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to figure out how many unique teams are in this CSV file right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to write a formula. I've actually got the examples of that formula right over here, so you guys can see what I'm about to write. But I'm just going to write a formula over here. I'm going to say this one equals unique. And what this formula is going to do is it's going to pull all of the unique names out of this. So if I had a list of 500 different teams, I would only be seeing each team name once right over here. And the reason that I'm doing this is because I'm getting the information together that I need to go back and keyword those team photos. Now, the next thing that we need to do is I need to get all of the player numbers that belong in each team together in one column separated by commas. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right over here and I'm going to write this second formula right here, which is going to join all of the player numbers that are in a specific team right here. All right, so what we're going to do is click right over here. I'm going to write this equals join, and then I'm going to decide what do I want it to join by. In this case, we need the keywords joined together by commas. So I'm going to say this needs to be joined together by commas, and then I'm going to run a filter function, and I'm going to say we want to filter the player numbers by only player numbers who are on the orange team. So only player numbers who this column says this. And then I'm going to hit this. And now if I slide over here really quick, you guys can see I have everybody who was in the orange team. I have all of their player numbers right here, separated by commas, just like I need, so I can go and keyword that team photo. Now, since I have blue written down here, I can just grab this. Let me get this up out of the way here. Oops, wrong one. There we go. I can grab this and I can basically just drag this down, and it's going to do the same thing right here. All right, so now it's just reading this information. So then all I have to do next is make sure that I copy this information. So we're going to copy, and then I'm going to turn this into hard data. So I actually have the numbers up here. So copy and paste special, paste values only. So I'm changing that data from being formula data to actual hard data that I can actually copy. So back in Lightroom, I've got the blue team already keyworded. We're going to keyword the orange team right here next. So I just need to go back into my CSV file, come right here and grab this right here. And as Thorben's asking, these formulas are in Google Sheets. I use Google Sheets almost exclusively for my spreadsheets because anybody that has a Google account can get access to Google Sheets. Microsoft Excel will work. I'm not sure if that formula converts over, Thorben. Stay away from Mac numbers. It's a great program, but it does cause some weird formatting issues that a lot of times I'll have to bring a CSV file into Google Sheets to fix. So my recommendation is Google Sheets because it's really easy to access. You can get it with your Gmail account. The nice thing is as well is if you have your CSV files in Google Sheets, they're stored in your Google account and you can access them from anywhere. You can log into your Google account. All right, so I have all of those orange players numbers here. I'm just going to copy that, and then we're going to go right in here to the orange. Going to go to keywords and just paste that in here and hit enter. So now I have everybody's keyword for the orange team in there, separated out by commas, and we are ready to export this out and upload it to Zenfolio. Now I've already exported it out. One of the things that you guys want to keep in mind when you export out of Lightroom, I did this several times and it really frustrated me. When you export out of Lightroom, make sure that you are including all of the metadata so that those keywords that we just put into these photos come out and they follow the photos when you upload them into Zenfolio. So that is going to be the first part, making sure that you have your photos in here, you have them keyworded. Now, when you're exporting it, one of the things you might think about is you might think about the organization. And so if I bring up this folder right here in Finder, you can see I've got this folder right here, and inside of there, I've actually went ahead and split up the teams into two separate galleries. You don't have to do that. You can upload everything in one gallery. If it's easier for you to split the teams up on your computer, and you can go ahead and do that, it will make things easier for you later on if you have to go back and look for something, or if you need to fix something, or if you need to find a specific photo. Splitting it up into these galleries like this or these folders like this is going to make it easier for you. But what you would want to do is in Zenfolio, just grab this main folder right here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go right over here to this group that I set up. You hit upload. And I've already got this uploaded, but I just want to show you guys that you can upload folders. And if you have the Google Chrome browser, you can upload folders like this. Now, is it saying it's already going to be duplicate, so I'm not going to upload it. But basically, it would keep that structure that I had built when I upload this. Now, one of the things that I forgot to mention is that this is an open event. And so the open event is really set up to be searchable by keyword. So if you're doing a marathon, or maybe you're doing a sports league, and there's going to be players that have that use the same jersey number or the same bib number over and over again. It's okay to have that stuff duplicated because this is not a restricted event. This is an open event. It is okay to have that stuff duplicated. The one thing that you have to keep in mind about that is that when you search for a bib number or a jersey number, any photo that's been keyworded with that number will pop up. So it's all related to that photo's keyword right here. So that whatever you keyworded with. So if you don't want people seeing other people's photos and the same jersey number was used for a couple of teams, you might have to find a way to make that unique. Maybe use the first letter of the team name and then apply that in front of the jersey number. That way the photos don't get mixed up. And then you'll have to explain that to your clients. You'd have to say, enter the first letter of your team name and the jersey number. All right. So I have this uploaded into my Zenfolio account already right here. Now, one of the things that you'll want to do when you're working with events, and especially events that you don't want showing up on Google search results, you don't want people finding it. Basically, you only want your intended client to find it. What you're going to want to do is set up a container right here. And basically, I created a group, and if I click on this group, there are some specific settings that I applied to this before I uploaded my photos. So before you actually go and upload the photos, make sure that you create a container and you set it up for your events. So if I click on this, we're going to go up here to access, and I'm leaving it set to be public because I don't want people to have to enter passwords. But one of the things that I did was I come down here to search, and I make sure that it is set to do not include photos and videos in search results. And what that means is that if we use the search function on our website, the built-in Zenfolio search function, these will not show up there. These will also not be indexed by Google and will not be showing up in Google research results, which is what I want. So that is one option that I turn off. The other one is display options here. I usually turn all of these off. I don't want my metadata showing. There's not really a reason for my clients to see that. I don't really want them seeing the number of visitors, and I definitely do not want this showing up in the recently added section of my homepage. Even if that is not actually showing on my homepage, it's just an extra step to safeguard these photos. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. And again, I do that before I actually upload the photos into my account. Let me see what's going on with my internet. 1 second here. There we go. And then so after you have that group set up, then you can go ahead and upload in here. So just to show you, we have this folder or this group right in here. And this group's set up right here. And if I expand it, you're going to see the different galleries for the different teams. So that is how the upload was set up. It followed my folder structure when I dragged it and dropped it in there. And just to show you this, if I click on a photo, you can actually go in here, go to details, and you can see the keywords that are applied to the photos here. So if you missed something, if you forgot to keyword a photo, if you have to add in a new one, maybe you went and did retakes and you've got to add a photo and you need to add their keyword to the team photo, you can do that. You just go find that team photo, wherever it is down here at the bottom, click on it, and then click on details, and you can add that keyword in right here just by putting a comma and adding the extra keyword. All right, so far what we've done is we have set up the container, we have keyworded the photos, and then we've uploaded them into Zenfolio. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and convert this into an event, and I'm going to show you how this works. So we're going to go back to this main group right here that contained the galleries. And what I'm going to do is just hover over it. click on this, and say convert to an event. Now, Zenfolio has two different types of events. And an open event is really good for if you want to let people search by information that they're probably going to know. So let's say that you're doing a marathon. Everybody has their own bib number. They're going to know their bib number. An open event would work because they're just going to type in their bib number and go right to their photos. An open event would also work if you're photographing a team or a baseball league and you want to let them search by jersey number or different things like that. A restricted event, a restricted by passcode event, adds an extra layer of protection. So basically what it does is it links the photos to the participants by the keyword, but you can have an optional password that can be different from that keyword. So for instance, if you're photographing a school and you link the photos by the keyword, but you don't really want people to be able to go in and type in their friend's student ID and find their photos, you can use restricted by passcode and actually have a randomly generated passcode generated for each and every person. And we're going to cover restricted events probably next month sometime or the following month. There are some videos on it on our YouTube channel, so if you go search for restricted event, it will definitely walk you through that process and show you how to set it up. But I am going to be covering it on a live stream coming up in the next couple of months, so make sure to stay tuned for that. But in this case, we're going to go with an open event. And so I'm going to go with this open event. I'm not going to upload my CSV file just yet because I want to show you how this works with the open event without a CSV file. So we're going to hit save. As you can see, the icon has changed over here, and we're now using what's called an event. It looks like a calendar. And let me just show you how an event works. So from this point, it's pretty much ready to go. You can send this link out to your clients with some instructions, and it's pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to click on the event right here, and then I'm just going to open this up in a new tab. And guys, as we're going through this, if you have questions, make sure to get those in the chat. I'm going to be coming back in probably another 5 or 6 minutes, catching up to you guys on chat and answering your questions live. So make sure that you keep putting those questions in the chat so I can get those answered for you. All right, so here we are on the Zenfolio event landing page. Now this is the default setup, and we're seeing this your content here because you can add a background image. Now I'm seeing this because obviously I'm logged into this account. If I was a visitor, the background of this page would just be white. We wouldn't be seeing this at all. So in fact, let's just go ahead and open this up like a visitor would see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to click on the event. We'll go back to access. Let's go to sharing and let's get this link right here. And then what I'm going to do is just open that up in a new incognito window so we can just take a look like we're a visitor here. So anytime you want to test out your site and see it like a visitor sees it, opening it up in an incognito window is the best way to do that. That's going to let you look at it like you're logged out of your account. You're actually going to be seeing what your clients and your visitors would see. So if you guys notice that your content here is gone. So now the instructions to your clients would just be, if we're leaving it at this, it would just be, hey, go to this page and enter your kid's jersey number or enter their bib number, whatever the case may be. So if I go here and I enter Z01, we hit go, the photos that have been keyworded with Z01 are going to pop up right here. So as you can see, this is Z01 and then the group photo because that is also has Z01 in it. So just to go back again, let's do Z22 and Z22 right there, and then the group photo. Okay, let's try one more. Let's do Z. Let's see if I can get a blue. I don't remember the blues. Z19. I don't remember the blues. Does anybody remember a blue? There we go. Z10, Z10, and then obviously the group photo. Now, just to show you really quick how awesome this stuff live updates if you change the keyword. So right now we're looking at Z10. Obviously, it's a blue player. You can see the number right here. If I just pull this window over to the side really quick, I just want you guys to see how this works. If I pull this window over to the side and I jump down in here and I go to the orange team, if I go in and I add his keyword to any one of these, if I go here, go to details, and then just do comma Z10 and save it, make sure that you're using zeros and not O's. I have done this a couple of times, used O's in places of zeros, and it got me in trouble. So make sure that you are using the number 0 instead of the letter O. It happened to me a lot. Okay, so I just changed that, and now if I hit refresh on this window, it's going to live update. That orange photo is now going to show up because I changed the keywords. So it is all about how you're keywording. That is what links the photos together. All right. So one more thing I want to show you guys. If you're able to get that CSV file with the email addresses like I was just showing you, you can really make this feature work really, really amazing, because you can batch email everybody their photos rather than them having to go and search for it. So if you get a list from the marathon that you're photographing and it has everybody's bib number and their email address, you can input that list into Zenfolio and batch email all of those people a unique email that will go to them. It will give them just their photos, and it makes the process really, really nice. So let me show you how to do that. So what we're going to do is click back on the event right here, and then I'm going to go to event settings, and then right down here it says import a CSV file right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to download this CSV file. Let me clean it up really quick. One of the things you want to make sure is that your CSV file is clean. All of your information is straight and lined up, and you don't have any weird straggling information over here. So now that I've got this all cleaned up, what I'm going to do is just download this really quick as a CSV file. And I'm just going to save that. Let's just do it here. And I'm going to click save, and let's go back into Zenfolio, and we're going to upload that CSV file. So I'm going to choose participant list. All right, we're going to go to here. Here is that list. Let me just show you. There's the list. Open it, upload file, and then the next thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to identify the unique ID column. So what Zenfolio is wanting to know is what column on this CSV file contains the information that we've keyworded into the actual photos. And so if we go back here, we're going to go to unique ID column, and we're going to select number, and then we're going to hit save. Now once we do that, we can now go view our list of participants, and this is where the magic of events really come into, what is the word, I can't say it, fruition, I think that's the word. Let me know in the chat, what's the F word that I'm looking for? It's fruition, I can't say it. Let me know in the chat, I know I'm messing it up. But this is where events are really amazing, because if you have that CSV file with the email addresses, you can see everybody's information. You can see how many photos has been linked with everybody. Here's that one that has 3 because we added that other one. But here's where it really comes to play, really comes in handy. You can go right here, hit send email, choose the event participant invite, and then it's going to auto-populate this information that you can change if you want to. So if you have your, for instance, we have our players' names. So rather than just the generic hello, we can say hello, and we can copy this player substitution over here, paste this in, and then we're going to do continue to preview, and this is the email that they're going to get. It says their name, it shows them a preview of their image, gives them a link to go right to their photos, and then also tells them what their passcode is, and in this case it's just their jersey number. So again, if I open this just like a client would, new incognito window, this is where they're going once they click on that link. And then from there you can have a price list applied to it. They can go in there, use the quick shop, purchase products, and all of that stuff. All right, I know I was a little long-winded today, guys, but the events feature is a really amazing feature. I wanted to make sure that you guys saw that, how that worked. Hopefully it answered any questions that you guys had about that feature. Again, I really urge you guys, if you think you need to use a Zenfolio event, ask yourself 2 questions. Do I need to let my clients search for their photos? And am I actually going to keyword the photos so that it works? If you answer no to either one of those questions, you need to just do a group and organize the galleries by team or something like that. So that's kind of the defining matter. Now, again, we'll be talking about restricted events coming up down the road. I'm not sure when yet, but I will get it on the content calendar and I'll let you guys know. Let me check on you guys in chat because I talked way too long today. So let me come back here and check on you guys in chat. A lot of catching up to do. All right, Roxanne says either my clock is wrong or you started early today. I was just super excited, Roxanne. I was sitting here and I hit the start button, I think like a minute or two early. You caught me. I apologize. Let's see. Looking forward to March. Then my German website will be reviewed. Yes, Thorben, I'm definitely doing a review of your website in March, which I already took a peek at it. It looks phenomenal. You have some amazing images. Super excited to bring that up and do that. Craigslist says happy V-Day to you, Cheryl and Robert. Hey, thanks. Oh, it didn't come out well. That's all right. Okay, so this since when is this event option possible? Sounds like I should need this in the past. So if I didn't mention it in the start of the broadcast, the events option is only available to a premium business account. So if you have a legacy premium business account, you'll have this option available. Otherwise, you'll need to have the advanced account. And if you don't have the advanced account, that is a really good reason to upgrade. Events is just one of the phenomenal features that advanced accounts come with. So if you don't have the advanced account and you're thinking, I might need this events feature, reach out to our support team, talk to them about your upgrade options. It's a great feature to have. It really helps you automate a lot of the processes of getting these photos out to your clients. It's just a phenomenal feature. All right, let's see. Thorben says, these formulas are for Google tables. Do they work one-to-one in Excel numbers? Again, I use Google Sheets. It's the platform that I prefer. I just really caution you guys, stay away from numbers. But Excel's okay. I just don't know if the formulas will work. Somebody let me know if they've tried it out. Let me know if those formulas will work. Hey, really quick too, if you're watching the recorded version of the live stream, I just want to say we'd love to have you join us live, but I know not everybody can stop what they're doing and jump on a live stream, which is why you guys that do this week after week, you hop on here, you ask amazing questions, you guys talk to each other in chat. I really appreciate you guys more than you know. Thank you guys so much for just hanging out with me week after week. But if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you subscribe that button. But if you're watching you click the subscribe button. If you're watching the recorded version, make sure that you click that link below that says questions for next week. Send us in a question. That way I can make sure to get it answered the following week, which I've got a couple that I'm going to try to get to, but catching up to you guys on chat. All right, let's see. Thorben says, what happens when I apply these access options after uploading? If you apply those access options after you upload the photos, depending on how long you wait, there is a small chance, there's actually a good chance that those photos could have already been indexed by Google. So it's why it's imperative, guys, that you apply these security settings before you upload photos. That way you don't have to worry about client photos showing up in Google search results. You want to do that first. You want to apply those settings first, then upload. All right, let's see. Hi, is this available for all subscriptions? Again, I think it's definitely only available for premium or premium business or advanced. Let's see. Making sure my head pro is better than advanced. Would you like that? Okay, I think I am caught up to you guys. Roxanne said it's fruition. I still can't say it, but at least I think I have the word right. So thanks for helping me out, Roxanne. You guys are just amazing. Okay, let me grab an email question really quick. If you guys have more questions in the chat, please make sure that you get those put in the chat. I'm going to grab an email question, but I'm going to sip some tea first. All right, I have a question from, I think this is from Anne. She says, how can customers access this option? So I think she's talking about We did a couple of weeks back, we talked about pre-order, and I kind of introduced you guys to the image selection option where the clients can go back into the gallery and select the images for their pre-order. And Ann wants to know, how can a customer access this option if they didn't get the email link from the gallery invite? My customers are trained to go to my website a few days after and look at the images, and a lot of folks just don't actively check their emails. Hey, and unfortunately, that's really the only way, because they need that link, and that link is going to be unique for per pre-order. So there's not really a way, unfortunately, at the moment, to link to this from your site menu, because in order for your clients to go back and select the images for their pre-order, they're going to need the correct link, and it's tied to their actual pre-order number. And there's no way to make it update from your site menu. So in that case, they would need to be using the link, and you would need to be emailing it out from the gallery invite. Hopefully that answers your question. Definitely reach out to the support team if you have more questions about that. But at the moment, they would need to use the link that you email them for that. Okay, let's see. Next question here says, let me go down. Right, and another reason to use events as well, I showed you guys that landing page, right? And I didn't really talk about that. So events also gives you that landing page. So we were looking at this page right here. And this is a page that you can actually link to your site menu from, or you can link on your site menu. I said it right that time. So back to the event really quick. If you are not able to get emails, you can link to this event from your site menu, and then you can tell clients to go to your website and click on their event and enter their search term. So if I go here to edit, we edit this page really fast, and I just go right here to my site menu. You can go over here, you can say events, you can make this a drop down, and then what we're going to do is we'll just add that particular event. So we would say Raleigh Baseball Spring 2019, or maybe we would say spring, I can't spell today, or type 19, I can't put 19, there we go. All right, and then we're going to link to a group, gallery, collection, or event. We'll hit select, come down here, click on that event, and then you can actually link to it in your site menu, so that if you're not able to get emails, you can at least give the school or the league director or whoever you're communicating with, you can at least give them instructions to, hey, go to my website, select your event from my events drop down. And so if we're at the website, we would be here, we would go events, click on the event name, and then you enter that keyword. And again, we wouldn't see this your content here. I'm just seeing this because I'm logged in, but they would go here, enter their keyword, enter it correctly, and hit go. And that would take them to the event right here. All right. And so that would take them to their photos. And again, I added that extra keyword. That's why we're seeing this one here. But yeah, absolutely. So another really great feature of events is you get that landing page. You don't get that with the galleries and all of that stuff. So something that's really, really handy is that event landing page that you get. All right, let me see. Let me keep going down here. Okay, I think I'm caught up on all the chat questions now. Another email question. Let's see. This question says, I want my photo titles on my photos, but the black bar across the bottom of the image is ugly. Can I make it white, or can I remove it? So I think you're talking about the little bar that pops up on your gallery images. You can definitely change that. That is going to be in Theme Designer. So let me show you really quick. We're just going to jump into, let me find the client's gallery here. So let's just go in here. And guys, if you are not aware, you can have your file names show on the gallery pages. Now, the reason that I suggest that, the reason that I bring it up is because it's super helpful if you're communicating via phone with your client. You guys are trying to talk about a specific photo, rather than them saying, hey, it's the fourth one down on the column on the right. They can just say, yeah, it's Wallace01 or Wallace02. So as long as you have a title and your file names are coming through, these can show in the gallery, which will help if you're having to communicate with your client. And so what I'm going to do is just hover over preview. We'll open this up in a new tab. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go right here, edit, and I'm going to edit the page. I'm going to make sure that these titles are showing. We're going to show them on a hover so you can see that little black hover bar right here. So let's go to options, uncheck use default, and then we're going to go down here to thumbnails, and then you're going to go to title, set it to show, and I'm going to go ahead and just leave it as an overlay, but there's a couple of options in here that you can change. If you have not came in here, if you have not came in here, if you haven't gone in here and played around with these settings, definitely take some time, go check it out. You can really do a lot of really cool customization to your galleries. There are a lot of options here that you can do and change to really customize the way that your site looks. But let's go ahead and apply this, and you guys are going to see now the images are going to have a solid black bar over the bottom with the title on it right here. And so I think what the question was saying was that they want this to show, they just don't like that bar across the bottom of their photos. So you actually have a couple of options here. You can either set the title to show below the image and it gets rid of that bar, or you can change the color of that bar or make it a little bit more transparent. I'm going to show you guys both of these options. So what we're going to do is go to options first, and we're going to go right here to this, and we'll just set this to show below the mat, and I'm going to apply that. And so now that title is going to be setting below the image right there, and there's no more of that gray bar. Now we've got all this other stuff popping up, and you can turn that stuff off if you want, but right now I just want to show you, you can put that underneath the photo right there. Now, if that's not the option that you were looking for, if you like it over the image because it kind of saves some space, like I said, you can change the color or the opacity of that gray bar. So let's go back to options. Let's go here. We'll set it back to overlay. I'm going to hide, actually we'll leave those social media icons on there. I'm going to hide the buy button right now and click apply. And then what we're going to do is we're going to load up Theme Designer, because Theme Designer is what lets us change these colors and all these options. And one of the things I don't like is I don't like how this bar comes up when I hover over it. So let's go up to Themes. We're going to right click. We're going to open in a new tab. And then you guys know how I like to work in Theme Designer, multiple tabs. If you are in here working on your website and you're going to work on the colors and fonts, Theme Designer is where you'll need to be. Just make sure that you open that in a multiple tab so that you have two tabs. So let me show you what I have going on here. Drag this down. We have Customize View open in this tab. We have the Edit View here. And then I have Theme Designer. So I have all three of those tabs open. That way I can bounce back and forth between these different sections. And it really helps me work a lot faster. And so what I'm going to do is just bring this back up here. And we are wanting to change this right here. So what I'm going to do, back in Theme Designer, we're going to go to Galleries. We're going to look for that. Here it is right here. And if I wanted to, I could just, change it, make it white. But if you'll notice, that text is white as well. So if we wanted to do something like that, make it white, we would want to make sure that we change that text. So let me go to text right here. And let's just set that text to black and hit done. Then we'll save this, jump back in the other tab, hit refresh on our browser. Now that gray little bar at the bottom is going to turn white and the text is now black. So it already, for at least these photos, it looks a lot better. But let's say that you're still just not a fan of that bar. Well, there's a couple of other things you can do. You can go back in Theme Designer and you can drop that opacity down. So if I click on this, we can go over here to background and we can bring that opacity down to where it's barely noticeable. Hit done, hit save, come back here and refresh it. And then it's going to be really, really subtle. All right, so it's really subtle. Or if you want to, you can get rid of that completely. Now, you'll want to make sure that if you drop that opacity all the way down, that your text is still going to be readable over your photo when you save it. So one of the things you want to make sure of. And so it's kind of just going to be a playing around back and forth with those options until you find something that really works for you. So in this case, it works really nice for these images because the images are light, the text is dark. If we hover over it, it bumps that text up and it brings those social media icons up. And you can still really easily read that text on at least most of these images, maybe not here. So those are the options that you have. You could definitely play around with it, try some things out. Find something that works better for you, but you are not stuck with that black bar across the bottom of your images. Now, once you do this and you get it looking the way that you want to make sure that you click that Save as Default button right up here. All right, so you can click that Save as Default button and then make sure that you publish those changes so that they go live across your entire website. What do you guys think in chat? Do you guys show your file names over your images? Do you find it helpful? Do you like to keep them hidden? Does it depend on the client? I'm curious what you guys do in chat. I think it's a great option, but there are definitely lots of people who like to keep it hidden as well. What do you guys think? Definitely let me know. Hey, and if you're watching the recorded version of this, let us know. Leave a comment below the video. Tell me what you guys think. Do you like the file name showing on your images? Do you like them below it? Do you use this feature? If so, or if you don't, let us know why. Leave us a comment in the video below. All right, let me jump back to my dashboard really quick. I'm going to check on you guys here and chat. Let's see. Let's see, but not sure if that's the right spelling. Fruition. Totally right spelling, but looks weird. Yes, which is why it did not look right to me. All right, let's see. Thorben says that sounds like a fair deal, but not for me at the moment. Absolutely. Thursday, the day you have to decide between Zenfolio Live and the German version of Project Runway, German's next top model with Heidi Klum. You see where I am. Hey, Thorben, that is awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and choosing this face over Heidi Klum. I don't know whether to say thank you or maybe we should have you checked out. But hey, I appreciate you being here so much. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Let's see. Mike says, when placing keyword info into Zenfolio, is there a character limit? I'm not sure on that question. Let me take a look really quick and see. Let's see. I don't think there's a character limit when you're placing keywords, Mike. That's actually not something that I've played around with, but you definitely want to be careful with those keywords because it can definitely have an impact on your SEO. So when it comes to keywording photos, for public galleries anyway, where you're going to let them be searchable, you want to make sure that you're not using a bunch of the same repetitive keywords over and over again. Now, for an event where it's not searchable, I'm really not sure if there's a limit on the keyword numbers or not. I will find that information out unless Cheryl knows and she can throw it in the chat. But hey, Mike, I will find that information out and I will make sure that I include that in the PDF step-by-step guide that I email out to you guys. So Mike, if you're not signed up to get that guide, make sure that you sign up in the link below so that you get that PDF guide. It'll have that information in it. And yeah, guys, if you're watching this and you want a step-by-step guide to setting up open events, sign up below to get the guide. If you signed up last week, you don't have to do it again. I'm going to email it out to you tomorrow. It'll probably be about the same time as we go live. So tomorrow I will email the guide out to you. Let's see. Alan says, I prefer to display an image title rather than the original file name. Roxanne says, no, I do not prefer to add my file names visible. Hey, totally understandable. I mean, a lot of times I feel like we want to keep these galleries nice and clean for our clients. So it really just depends on what you found that works best for you. It's definitely great either way. If you keep it clean, the titles, keeping them off is the way to go. If you're going to be going back and forth with your clients and you need a way to really have an easy way to reference images, having the title on there can be helpful, but it's not always necessary. So great options there. Let's see. Oh, and then also changing the image title. Absolutely. So changing the image title to something other than the file name, that is really good for your SEO. So any public galleries that, even portfolio galleries especially, take advantage of that image title because that is something that will help your SEO. Don't just leave the file name in there if it's a public gallery that's searchable. Give that thing a nice title, drop in some keywords, and that will help your SEO as well. All right, let me grab another email question really quick. We've got about 11 minutes left, so if you guys are watching, you have any questions, make sure to get those in the chat. Hey, and if you guys are watching really quick, if you could do me a big favor and smash the thumbs up button, I would really appreciate it. And if you know somebody who has a Zenfolio account that could really use some help, and you think they could really benefit from hanging out with us on the live stream, just click the share button, share that out on your Facebook page, let people know about Zenfolio Live. We want to grow this audience even more than it's already grown because you guys are fantastic. I love seeing the positivity in here. So click that share button and help me grow the audience so we can just keep this going and having a good time together every Thursday. All right, let me grab another email question really quick. Let's see. You go back down here. Oh, did I miss something from Craigslist? Let's see. Craigslist. Make your alt text be a slightly different phrase than the title. Yeah, so if you guys aren't familiar with that, alt text is really helpful for your SEO as well. So just to show you what Craigslist is talking about, if we click in here and we go to details, here is the title and then alt text right here. If you're keywording and doing SEO work, changing your alt text and adding some good information in here can really be beneficial to your SEO as well. So definitely something that you want to consider and check out right here. All right, let me grab an email question really quick. Let's see. I wrote an about message, but it's not showing up on my about page unless I highlight the text. For some reason, the text seems to be the same color as the background. How do I fix this? So I was actually helping somebody, I think it was yesterday, that had this issue. But it's definitely probably a theme designer issue. For some reason, the theme that you're using, the about text, has got a weird setting on it. So let's jump into the about page really quick and I'll just show you how to fix this. So what we're going to do is hover over website. Let's go to built-in pages. And then once we get into built-in pages, we're just going to go right here to the about page and we're going to open this up and customize view. All right. And so once this loads, I'll show you where the about message is, how to change it and all of that, and then how to make sure that your text is not the same color as your background. That way it does show up on your account. And so this is my about page. And if I go up here to options, we can say show page header, show page footer, breadcrumbs, all of that stuff. And then over in the site settings section, so right behind my head over here, if you click on that, this is your about message. And so if I come in here really quick and I just go and I just type in some text like this and we hit apply, this text is going to show up on the page right here below this. Now there's different layouts. You can have it to the right of it if you want. And right now you can see that my text is actually showing. That's because the theme that I'm using does not have this text white. But if you've got about text in there and you don't see it on your about page, just check the theme that's applied to your about page. So again, we're going to go back up here, right click on themes. We'll open that in a new tab. And then what I'm going to do is hit continue, go to themes again, and we're going to edit this theme. The about text actually has a special section that is applied to it. And I'm going to show you where that's at. Let me grab some tea. All right. So if you go to the home page, it's right here. So on the home page tab, scroll down, you're going to see what kind of looks like that about page. And if you don't see text here, so just to show you, if you don't see text here, if it's matching the color of your background, that's the issue. So if I save this and we go back to here and I refresh this page, obviously that about text is going to disappear because it's going to be matching my background. So here it is. If I highlight it, you can see the text. So you just want to jump back in there, go to that homepage section, click on the About section right here. Make sure that your text is not matching your background. Hit done and save, and then that should show up back on your About page, and the world should be whole again. So let me just refresh this, and that About text should show back up. Let me get this refreshed right here. All right, so if I scroll down here, now that About text is showing back up down here. And then again, anything that you do in Customize View, make sure that you click that Publish button. Otherwise, you're going to go look at your website and you're going to be like, oh, it's not showing up. I just fixed it. Well, if you didn't publish it, it's not going to go live to your actual website. So you need to make sure that you publish those changes so they go live. So click the Publish button right up here, and that will make those go live to your website. And then your About text will show up here again, and all will be well. All right, let me go back to the photos page really quick. Guys, we've got about 5 more minutes left. I have time for a few more questions, so make sure you get those in the chat. Amy Mario said, I haven't run into a keyword limit yet, and I've listed names for 25 teammates on a single image, just FYI. I have done a lot as well. I have not counted the limit yet. I'm not sure if there is one. I mean, there has to be a limit, right? Like I said, I will find that information out, Mike, and I'll make sure that I put it on the guide. So just make sure that you're signed up to get that PDF guide so you get that information. Hey, and if you're watching the recorded version of this and it's Monday, you've probably missed the email out for the PDF guide. So the following week, I'll email again, and there'll be a link to where you can download the PDF guides from the previous live stream. So make sure that you check in that email. There'll be attached will be the PDF guide from this one, and then there'll be a link to where you can download the PDF guides from the previous live streams. Make sure that you guys are signed up for that, especially if it's super helpful for you to have a step-by-step guide listed out when you're trying to accomplish something. It also has links back to the video, so if you're not quite sure, you can click on it. It'll take you to that spot in the video where I'm explaining it and show you how to do those steps. So definitely make sure that you sign up to get that PDF guide if you're not signed up already. Okay, we've got 4 minutes left. Let me see if I can knock out another question. You guys have been really awesome, though. I really appreciate it. Let me see if I can knock out another question for you guys really quick. Let's see. I am in my Zenfolio site, and everything is working, but when I try to customize or view my website, I keep getting an error. I've cleared my cache, but this keeps happening. Any ideas? So one of the things that this could be, I don't know the specific issue, but if you guys are in your Zenfolio account, everything on the back end is working, and anytime you try to go to customize view, and it's not working, try to go to your website as well, because it sounds like what it could be is you might have a custom domain, and if there's an issue with your custom domain, like maybe it's lapsed, something like that, that will affect customized view of your website as well as your active website. So if everything is working as it should be on the back end of Zenfolio, and it's just customized view or your website that's having a problem, make sure that you check on your custom domain if you're using one. I let my domain lapse and I forgot to pay for it for a few days, and that's exactly what was happening to me. Was I would try to go to customize view and I would try to go to my website and it wasn't working. Everything on the back end of Zenfolio was working, and finally I was like, it is my domain. I had to reach out and pay my bill, and it was fixed in a matter of, I don't know, like 30 minutes or so whenever GoDaddy set everything back up. So check your custom domain. If you're still having issues, make sure that you reach out to support. You can use the chat if you have the chat button, or send us an email. Go to zenfolio.com/contact. You can shoot us an email that way at zenfolio.com/contact. But yeah, also too, if you guys are experiencing any weird issues at all, maybe you're trying to log in, maybe you're doing something, you get this just strange error that you're not used to seeing, shift and refresh will clear the cache for the current page that you're on. That fixes a lot of issues that you'll see. If you keep seeing the issue, try using an incognito or private browser. And if it works in that browser, that means that you need to clear your cache, that you're having a cache issue and you need to clear your browser cache. Now, if you're still having an issue, just make sure you shoot us an email and let us know in support so we can get to looking at that for you guys. You can reach out to us in the chat. You can go to zenfolio.com/contact. All right, guys, as we're about out of time, I just want to say again, you guys in the chat who hang out with me week after week, I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. I love seeing this community grow. It's such a great thing to see you guys in there talking to each other, people getting on here and answering questions. You guys are amazing. If you're watching the recorded version of this, you're really missing out by not being here in the chat. Love to have you hang out with me. But again, I know it's hard to stop what you're doing on a Thursday and jump on a live stream, which is why you guys that do that week after week are amazing. But hey, take some time today, guys. Do something positive for somebody. Say nice things to yourself. Practice positive self-talk. Try to encourage yourself and be a positive influence on those people around you. And set your intentions today to have a great day. No matter what life throws at you, you can still control the positivity that you have within yourself. And so just make sure that you are pushing forward and being a force for positive, because we definitely need more of that in this world. We definitely need more positivity. Make sure that you're taking time to look for the opportunity to do that. You guys are awesome. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a great weekend, and I will see you all next week. Hey, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. And if you're watching the recorded version of this and you'd like to learn more about Zenfolio, I recommend watching some of the videos that you should see popping up on your screen.